morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the UFO show. Welcome to the UFO show. Yo. Yeah. UFOs spotted off the coast of the Pacific Ocean. Now, is it? There's definitely, according to a lot of pilots, some sort of unidentified flying object. That's what UFO stands for, if you forgot. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a spaceship, a ship from another galaxy far, far away. It just simply means that something is flying around in space. But overwhelmingly, there are a whole lot of pilots in America flying over the Pacific Ocean. It seems the route from Japan, around Japan, over to California, with Hawaii in the way, seem to be spotting a lot of UFOs. So we'll take a look at that story. And, a lot of people want to believe, you got to believe that it's other forms of life visiting our wonderful planet to see what it is we are doing down here, right? So they send over some observers to check us out. But I need to remind everybody, hello, reality check. The world as we know it, the nations of this planet, human nations of this planet, are at fucking war with each other. So the idea that some sort of unidentified flying object is flying around is not that unusual in the age of drones, in the age of military secretivity. And then what's interesting is that the agencies that are in charge of monitoring this sort of thing say, I don't know, what is it? I don't know, we can't explain it. And then they turn to the United States intelligence agencies that are responsible for protection of the Americas for answers. Say, hey, United States government, what the hell is it? You guys have better equipment than us. What's going on? Right? And they say, I don't know nothing. Right? They know they can detect a bomb in the Baltic Sea, 12,000 miles away, and keep track of every fucking thing flying around in space and in the Earth's orbit. But when you ask them, why are there all these unidentified flying objects zipping around the Pacific Ocean, they go like, I don't know. What is it? Hey, I didn't see anything. We didn't see nothing. Right? So when you hear that kind of rhetoric coming out of the high agencies, one would suspect that they are not only aware of it, but probably behind it. They're using maybe, some sort of drone technology to trail planes. And it's all secret, right? We live in a don't tell anybody, we're going to protect you, that's what the government does. Don't say anything. We don't say anything. You give the enemy the advantage. It could be. It could be. I mean, visitation from other planets, maybe, fucking sending down their little eyeballs, those are eyeballs fluctuating around in the sky. Right? So, I don't know. I don't know what you think of it. I know there's a lot of people, right here, right now, maybe not right here on this channel, but right here in our world, I believe that UFOs are capable of zipping in and out and taking people and eating them, maybe, or taking them as samples, things that they find on another planet, like we do. We go to the moon and we pick up some rocks, and we go to Mars, we pick up some dust, and maybe these other beings came down to take a couple of human samples. And then they grow, the humans in a laboratory. Say, hey, see these humans? They actually taste pretty good, too. Maybe they're eating us. It is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. But what I will say is it's very coincidental that every time these things are spotted, they seem to be some far off, shitty photography of what's happening. Oh yeah, it's a little spot, fucking way out in the distance. Why can't anybody? We're sending a rocket ship to circle the moon very soon. Why can't we get a legitimate photograph of what the fuck it is? It's always a cloudy photograph. It's always like some distant, oh look, you see the shadow. That means that it's a UFO from Venus or something stupid like that. Give us a shot. Give us a real shot of something that qualifies as a fucking alien, right? So like. You know what I mean? Give us something valid, right? I mean, I look like a fucking alien on my own planet, right? So at least I give you a picture of what the alien looks like. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. My name is Marcus Conte. Vinny DiMartini in the house. Chris Milk in the house. Andy Garcia, yes. Weevil Girl, how are you? Chris Milk. Who else is here? Truth Lady, how are ya? How are ya? Me So Hungry is here. Zoot Cooter's here. Zoot Cooter informs us that Sleazy Pete Martini and Styx Hexenhammer are teaming up to do an election night show. Should be a riot. Yeah, man. I talked to Sleazy Pete. I told you. I had him. Well, I didn't tell you. He was on the show. Him and my right hand, Johnny Eggs, from our former band. Pete, Sleazy Pete is one of the players in the band Gwar, very popular hardcore band. Had him on the show. He only came on the show because he knew our band, right? I was like, hey, man, come on the show, man. We're fans of your band, and you're fans of my band. But anyway, Styx Hexenhammer, I don't know what to think of that guy. He's a nice guy, I guess. I don't know. I had a little friction with that guy in the past. I don't know why. He seems to be, maybe he has too popular complex. Maybe he has that complex of I'm so popular, I don't fucking need you, man. Man, you're just a little guy and I'm a big guy. Maybe that was the issue, but I don't know. But that should be a good show. Sleazy Pete is a funny guy, and Styx Hexenhammer will be his. I imagine will be his. His straight man. For lack of a better term. So anyway, my name is Marcus Conte. This is my thumbnail today. See, these are the images that they give us, right, for UFOs. They're little dots swirling around in the sky. Right? Many, I will add, many pilots have seen this particular phenomena. Consistent. From one pilot to the other, they all seem to be saying they saw the same thing. But nobody gets a fucking snapshot of it. Right? Now, you're telling me that the U.S. military, when things are buzzing around commercial aircraft over the Pacific Ocean, that the military isn't going to mobilize and try to figure out what the fuck it is? And they're going to, you want me to believe that they're going to just say, I don't know, we don't know nothing, we don't know nothing. Of course they know what it is. Of course they know what it is. They have the equipment that we pay them to have. And look, it looks like drones. That's what it looks like. It looks like flying drones out in the Pacific, spy planes, if you will. Maybe they're armed. We don't know. Who knows? But the fact that the American military and intelligence agencies are kind of silent on it is highly suspicious. That they're behind it. Right? That's all I'm saying. Right? So anyway, that's my thumbnail today. And I have a website. It's marcusconti.com, spelt just the way it sounds, marcusconti.com. And every morning at 9 a.m., rain or shine, Monday through Friday, we're here. We're live with all these fine people chatting away on your far right screen. Those are real people. They are not flying aliens. They are not figments of my imagination or your imagination. Those are real people, really, really, really here, yeah, and awake early in the morning at 9 a.m. So if we're right now we're on YouTube, and we love YouTube for having us. If that should change, we move over to D Live, and we'll continue the live broadcast where we then put the videos across many platforms: Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, and wherever else social media is offered on this great planet Earth. And I post the videos every day. This is the unedited, unbuffered, unfucked with, unmanipulated, canceled versions of the video that appear every day, and we post those to Rumble. And you're watching the Rumble, You're watching the Rumble. So what else? Let's start here. All right, so let's start out with the Freak Show. Freak Show. Not this guy on the screen here. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what that is either. But listen to this crazy ass shit. I love the New York Post for this. GOP candidate quits after cops catching him masturbating outside of preschool. Ooh, oh man, a fucking guy jacking off outside of a preschool with little kids. What a fucking crazy deviant. Lock that motherfucker up. Lock him up. Let's find out. Let's find out the story. So here we go. Oh, here he is. Hi, man. I was a fan of Pee Wee Herman, and I like little kids. I love little kids. Let's see what he did. A Republican running for an Arizona college district's governing board suspended his campaign Tuesday, 2 weeks after he was arrested for allegedly masturbating outside a preschool at one of the colleges he was hoping to represent. What the fuck is going on in our country? What is in this guy's mind? Now, hey, nothing wrong with jacking off in your car if that's what you feel like doing. It's a free country. You can go jack off. But why in front of a preschool? Is he a deviant? Is he a pedophilio? Right? Jerking off while he sees little kids. That's the problem. Is that what he was doing? There's no evidence of that. He doesn't say, he says I was jerking off. I pulled over. I had to cool off. Stupid. But I didn't know I was in the parking lot of a preschool. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt, right? So police found candidate Randy Kaufman parked outside the child center at Rio Soldado College with his pants down to his mid-thigh and manipulating his genitals in a masturbatory manner. Kaufman was in full view of campus's Witzer's preschool and child care center, where several preschool-age children were playing outside, the report said. Oh, he's a deviant, man. He's a deviant. It's in plain view, and there's kiddies playing in the park. That's what the police reported, right? Seriously, the officer said upon finding the Republican playing with himself. I'm sorry, Kaufman. I'm sorry. Kaufman allegedly told the officers, I fucked up. I'm really stressed. All right. Did you fuck up because you're jerking off in front of kids? Is that what it is? Or he looks like a pedophile. That's what a pedophile looks like. Look, short hair, glasses. He's wearing a tie. He's got all the characteristics of a pedophile. Kaufman said he was out buying rebar nearby. What the fuck is rebar? But was so stressed out that he pulled into the lot to relieve himself without realizing that the lot, what the lot was for. So he claims, I was jacking off, but I didn't know it was a kiddie park. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. So the alleged pervert quit his campaign Tuesday to be on the Maricopa County Community College Governing Board after media reports detailed the arrest were circulated. 12 News reported. So what do you think, man? What do you think? I think, is he Kaufman? Kaufman admitted to watching interracial porn and masturbating in his Ford truck. Well, we have a free country. Porn interracial porn, and Ford trucks are all legal. These are legal entities. Pull over, nobody could see you, go to a secluded area, do whatever you want to do, which was parked across 3 parking spaces, but claimed he did not realize how close he was to the preschool. So he's saying, I didn't do it. I didn't know it was a kid's school. After repeatedly admitting that he fucked up, Kaufman tried to weasel his way out of the arrest by detailing his relationship with other campus police officers. He told them who he was. The cops said, fuck you, you're under arrest. So Kaufman was charged with public sexual indecency. I don't know if that's what it is, right? He's in his car. Is it public? I don't know. Sexual indecency, but could face a felony charge because of its proximity to a child care center. Right? So fascinating story. I would, if I had to flip a coin, I would say this guy's a real fucking deviant, jacking off by a preschool in broad daylight. There you go, man. So that's the, I guess we're just taking the temperature of the American psyche right here, right? People are, losing their minds, man. You got creeps like that running around. What else we got? This is another good story. Look at this. Look at the picture. The picture speaks louder than words. So this is a mausoleum in Naples, Italy. Right? And you wonder, right? You spend a lot of money to pack your loved ones away in a nice big pine box. Look at all the beautiful coffins, right? Right? And you stick them in a mausoleum, and then the mausoleum, which is basically an above ground burial situation, falls apart. And then the fucking coffins fall out, right? You don't see any skeletons, but it's pretty crazy, right? So the story, at least 24 coffins holding human remains were left dangling in the air after a 4-story cemetery building collapsed in Naples, Italy. Yeah, the obviously the family members of these. Look at it. Look at the name. The family members of the people that own the dead people, right? The family members of the deceased were pissed off, and each box is marked, but for some reason this part of it collapsed. They're fucking sick, right? Look at this. Ba-boom. Ba-bing. Oh, man. That's a good time if you're into artifacts, man. You can catch a skull or something, right? You get a dead skull. So I want to mention this story. This is kind of interesting. It caught my eye, right? White House not going to comment after Stacey Abrams, who's now running for governor in state of Georgia, suggests abortion is not a culture war issue, but an inflation issue. Okay, so by not allowing women to have abortions, you are causing inflation. That is the idea, right? That women will spend. It doesn't really make sense. Let's listen to Stacey Abrams and then we'll decide. So she's on Morning Joe Liar. Joe, have you back on the show. Curious at your biggest takeaways as to how your race is going right now, and if you'd like to chime in on President Obama's comments.
I think President Obama is absolutely right, and it's what we're seeing on the ground. Right now, we are walking away so often from the real issues that people care about. Abortion is an economic issue. It's been reduced to this idea of a culture war, but for
so it's not a so the guys I got to correct this. It's not an inflation issue. It's an economic issue. Is abortion an economic issue? Yes, it is. To many, many women, yes, it is. I don't want to have a child. Those things are too expensive, man. Fucking rip it out. Why is child so I gotta defend her just a little bit. Let's listen again.
I think President Obama is absolutely right, and it's what we're seeing on the ground. Right now, we are walking away so often from the real issues that people care about. Abortion is an economic issue. It's been reduced to this idea of a culture war, but for women in
It's actually both. It's actually both. It is a culture war, but it's all for many. It's a culture war because they believe, you know, that it's abortion is death, killing. But it's also an economic problem, and I'm going to tell you what. The solution is kind of obvious.
Georgia, this is very much a question of whether they're going to end up in poverty in the next 5 years, because women who are forced to carry unwanted pregnancies end up in poverty within 5. They're 4 times more likely to be impoverished in 5 years. They're twice as likely to be on food stamps.
I'm not going to doubt her statistics, but
This is an economic.
it's not. I don't doubt her statistics that more women that have children are scraping the barrel of poverty. I don't disagree with that.
Economic issue, and it's being reduced to this culture conversation. We know that for families that have faced the issue of inflation, they care about housing prices. They care about whether they can afford to go to a doctor. All
right. So inflation obviously has nothing to do with the economic problem. But here's the deal. Here's what I want to say about this, and then I'll let it go. Is that women, right? You have a baby, and the world outside is so difficult and so conducive to having kids. That is the fucking problem, right? Like the guy who we did this. I covered the story the other day. A guy who had a vasectomy because he didn't want to have a child because then he wouldn't be able to drive his truck down the highway and make money. A truck driver. But the obvious is, why don't you bring the kid with you, right? Why do women have to spend all of this ridiculous amount of money on childcare? Why not move towards decentralizing the economy, which is, if the pandemic had no benefit whatsoever, it showed us that people work better in the comfort of their own homes, where their kids are playing. They can be schooled, homeschooled. It is an economic problem, but the problem is society is set up ass backwards to compensate for that problem. Right? All big corporations want is work, 8-hour a day, get in the fucking job and work. 15-minute break. What are you doing? Why are you smoking outside? Work. Go. Right? That's what has to change. Because then what happens is everybody gets sick. COVID. Cancer. Obesity. It is a cultural problem. It's not, it is an economic problem, but that's a symptom of a cultural problem. It's not the fucking kids. Kids will show you the way. You have children, the child is the tip of the growth spurt. What else did she say?
That's why I'm fighting for Medicaid expansion in Georgia.
All right, shut up. All right, but here's another example. Look, Irish and UK families spend a third of their income on childcare. There. Ireland and UK just made the point. 1/3 of your income goes to child care. Why? Why do you need someone to take care of your child? Why is that? Why is it so goddamn expensive? And why would you drop off your kid with some other fucking people? What about the grandmother? What about the aunt? What about, come on, man. Right? We don't have it's a cultural problem. The families have broken down to the point where we don't know what to do with these kids. Let's stop having them. Right? It is a cultural problem. So I don't really like Stacey Abrams. I think she's a fat racist, whatever. And I hope she loses in the state of Georgia. But she makes a point that the abortion issue and the idea of raising children is a cultural problem as well as an economic problem. If you correct the cultural problem, you may just eliminate or greatly reduce the economic problem. So Well, that's all I wanted to say about that. I don't know what else to say. So let's talk about the real story. And is it? Oh, it's 9:29. Let's wait 1 minute, and we'll see how the market is open. Then we'll talk about recent UFO sightings reported by pilots over the Pacific Ocean. Ding! All right, we're open. Let's see what we got. What do we got? I'm following Tesla right here. Tesla missed earnings and is getting whacked. Tesla down 6% on a missed earnings. S&P 500 is flat, down $1. Dow up 66. NASDAQ down 29. I would call that a flat kind of open. Look at the big board. Where's the big board? Let's look. Let me see the big board, please. Tesla will come back. That's a very, very, very strong. NASDAQ is down 91 right now. Dow down up 39. And let's look at the stocks that matter. Apple flat, up 4 cents, 3 cents, whatever. Amazon down 80 cents. Google up 80 cents. Meta, formerly Facebook, down 13 cents. Microsoft up 12 cents, 30 cents, whatever. Rivian, you would think that Tesla getting whacked. Rivian, a company that makes battery-operated vehicles, would be up, but instead it's down 30 cents. As I said, Tesla's down $15 a share to 207. That's significant. What else? Lockheed Martin, the war stocks. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. Lockheed Martin down $1.70. Raytheon up 13 cents, kind of flat. The holy vaccine stocks: Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, flat. Moderna, which there's a CEO right now. The CEO of Moderna right now is on television telling people that that young people should decide if they should get a booster and not be forced to get it. Isn't that what we call misinformation? Isn't that what people got lost their programs over for stating the fucking obvious? I'll show you that article, but Moderna 80 cents up. So market's still way down in my view. Dow Jones hovering at 30,000. NASDAQ at 10. While we're on that note, it looks like there are now talking heads on Wall Street are saying that it's likely that this is the bottom, that the bottom is in, that it's all up from here all the way to December Santa Claus rally. Now, I've been telling you all along that it's a close your eyes and buy moment. Just buy some, and in a year or two, you'll be happy you did, because it's already hovering the bottom. When's it going to go down? Even if it gets cut in half, it doesn't matter. It'll come right back up eventually. So what else we got? So yeah, we talked about that, and all right. So let's talk about this. So several UFOs. Ding, ding, ding. We're talking about UFOs. As I sip the last of my mint tea. So good, right? Mint tea, very easy to make if you're not familiar with it. I'll give you my mint tea recipe right now before we talk about UFOs. Is that you grow mint, right? It's a very easy plant to grow. It grows like a weed. You just get it in the ground before the weeds start. It clones wonderfully. You could take cuttings and put them in water, root them, and then drop them in the ground. Those work fantastic as well. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of plants. The seeding, mint seeds are not as good as cuttings. Buy one good plant and then do the cuttings, but grow that shit all over the place. If you have a yard, you don't need a lot of space, and grow it. And then, like in July, you cut it all down, and then again in September, you cut it down, dry it out, and take a handful, throw it in a cup, boiling water on top of it. Wait 10 minutes. Delish. Amazing tea. That's what I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking my homegrown tea. I switched over from puffing on my homegrown tobacco that was giving me chest pains, and I switched over to homegrown tea, which is giving me an orgasm. So, several recent UFO sightings reported by pilots over the Pacific Ocean. Now, I know, here we go. It's UFOs, and now you'll see in the comments, Conti, you're fake, just like the space station. You're fake, just like the fucking the moon landing. It's all fake. Is it? I don't know. Numerous sightings of unidentified flying objects have been reported by dozens of pilots flying across the Pacific Ocean over the last 2 months, according to a UFO researcher. Stop right there. A guy who wants to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that UFOs are real. That guy says, his name is Ben Hansen, a former FBI agent. Well, that's no qualification at all. That qualifies as you. That dequalifies you, an FBI agent. And the host of Discover Plus show, UFO Witness. That's really not a qualification at all either. Discovery hires him because he's a former FBI agent. But anyway, he obtained new footage and air traffic control recordings that reveal baffled pilots struggling to describe their bizarre mid-air sightings. So there's a video of him on YouTube. I don't want to watch it. Of pilots from Southwest Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, and others between August 6th and September 23rd. In one captivating account, a former military pilot reported seeing multiple aircraft flying above him. All right. Fair enough. We'll believe the pilots. In this case, because so many have reported what they saw, let's give them the shadow of a doubt and say that they saw something. They did see something, but what did they see? Quote, "We've got a few aircraft in our north here, and we're going around in circles. And he's going around in circles, much higher altitude than us. Any idea what they are?" Pilot Mark Hulsey radioed in on August 18th while flying a charter jet off the Los Angeles coast. Now, remind you, if you haven't heard, the United States is at war with Russia. China is in a standby war with both of us. War. Why is it hard to believe that aircraft are being monitored as they fly to the coast of California or try to land in Japan? Isn't it understandable? Maybe that's how perhaps a war would start, using the confirmed airspace in the form of an airplane. Didn't they do that at 9/11 using airplanes? Right? So the idea that airplanes could be being monitored is not unrealistic. I'm not going to call these pilots liars. I think they see what they see. Right? So the confused controller responded, telling the pilot that he was not sure what it was. Halsey called back 23 minutes later to say that 3 aircraft he had originally reported had increased to 7, flying between 5 and 10,000 feet above him. All right, so if an airliner is flying at 30,000 feet, you go up another 10. You're at 40,000 feet. That's not unrealistic flying area at all. In fact, Air Force One flies at 40,000 feet, while everybody else flies at 30,000 feet. Military flies at 40,000 feet. Right? So the fact that the spots, literally spots in the sky, were flying 10,000 feet above commercial aircraft is not that unusual. Look, if a UFO wants to come down and explore the world, why would they do it secretively? Why would they not want to be detected? if they're so sophisticated, they have nothing to be afraid of. What the stupid American military is going to shoot it down, take a shot at it, and then it'll just move out of the way. But here we go, and again, vague pictures, very, very vague. Oh, look, a spot. I saw a swirling spot in the sky. They just keep going in circles. This is what the guy said. This is the commentator saying it. I was an F-18 pilot in the Marine Corps. All right, he's qualified. And I'm telling you, I've done many intercepts. I've never seen anything like this. All right. Oh, no, maybe that's the pilot. I don't know who that is, but the pilot. Okay, maybe it's a new phenomenon. Right? Technology is always advancing. I've never seen anything like it. Well, maybe there isn't anything like it until now. Right? Why? Because we're at fucking war. According to Hansen, the strange lights that some pilots reported as possible aircraft. See, there's nobody saying that they're aircraft. They're saying that they're lights. Quote, seen by upwards of 15 different commercial pilots, and at least 6 pilots are willing to go on the record with their names and say what they saw. In this case, we have a global phenomena where as far west as Japan and as far east as Miami, whatever it is, pilots are seeing it from halfway across the world. I'm definitely a believer that they're seeing what they're seeing. They are seeing some kind of phenomena circling around. But if I had $100 to bet, right? If I did, and someone wanted to bet me, and we could prove it, I would say that is U.S. military protecting U.S. airspace from the dirty Russians. Currently, Hansen said there is no official protocol for reporting strange sightings for civilian pilots because, quote, they don't think the FAA will follow up. Or worse, they will be ridiculed. Okay? So there he is. This is the guy pushing the conspiracy. His name is Ben Hansen. If the pilot report can be corroborated with supporting information such as radar data, it is shared with the UAP task force. Again, most of them are saying that they're bright objects in a circular motion, looks like a racetrack. Pacific Ocean from Honolulu to LA. What else? It had to be a very, very high orbit, says some airline guy, or actually even out in space. That's speculation. Quite a ways away from anything that a satellite would be, because every time we're seeing it, it was in the lower right-hand corner of the Big Dipper. I don't know what that means. No matter where we were in the world. It lasted for such a long time that it actually became boring. It's not, they rule out Elon Musk's Skylink. They're just calling it an anomaly. But what did the U.S. Defense Department say? That's what I want to know. The Department of Defense launched a new outfit tasked with finding and identifying UFOs in restricted airspace after Washington officials admitted they could not explain the phenomena of UFO sightings. Washington will never admit these sightings because why? They are responsible. The Airborne Object Identification and Management Sync Group was announced after the intelligence community verified a series of unexplained aerial phenomena, sightings by the military earlier this year, but said it could not identify the mysterious vehicles. All right, I'm done. All right, this is a crock of shit. All right, pilots are definitely seeing something. The United States government that's supposed to protect us is not racing to the scene to verify what these pilots are seeing. Instead, they're just saying, I don't know. I don't know. We can't explain it. I don't know what it is. Right. It's bullshit, man. It's a bullshit article. Bullshit story. Right. It's not bullshit. It's real. There's something fucking floating around above in our 40,000-ish foot airspace right now. Right? And we don't, you know, we the regular people down here on Earth don't know what it is because we don't have the equipment to figure it out. And maybe we should. So I will file this under military secret operation, and we're not going to tell you. When you give me a clean shot, a clean photograph of that thing flying around and not a fucking circular piece of light floating around, then maybe we'll talk more about it. On that note, Artemis, the flight that we do know about, is clearly scheduled. As I said earlier, I'm just keeping track of it, updating it, on November 14th, right around the corner. Right, they're going to launch a 69-minute launch window. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon, around the moon and back. Not landing on the moon. That'll be Artemis 3. So we're going to be talking about this for a long, 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 long time. First of all, we're going to see if Artemis can get through the Van Halen belt and not burn from the alleged radiation that melts everything and kills everything alive. Because the moon landings were fake, man, they say. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. So that's all I got, man. So this a little article. Moderna CEO admits COVID is like seasonal flu. Only vulnerable need the jab. Look, we've already known this, right? This is old fucking news, right? But this guy, Stefan Bancel, is basically saying it. He's the CEO of Moderna. He's saying you don't need a jab. If you're healthy and young, you don't need it. That's what he's saying. YouTube, I am not saying it. The CEO for Moderna, the guys who are making and selling you the holy vaccine, are saying it. Finally. So Moderna CEO compares COVID to seasonal flu and believes young healthy people should decide for themselves if they want to be annually boosted. No fucking shit, man. No shit, Sherlock. Markets have turned green. Everything is green right now. Dow's up 143. NASDAQ up 27. S&P up 4. So thank you all for joining me. My name is Marcus Conte. I hope that was informative and delightful, and you enjoy the rest of your time on this earth. If anybody should spot a UFO, please definitely drop it in my box, right? Drop in the video or the photo of. Thank you everybody for joining me. Weevil Girl, Mad Cal Marcus here. How are you? Vinny DiMartini. Thank you. That's all. Thank Vinny DiMartini for the fine moderation, keeping the dickery down. Hickory dickory dock down. Thank you. Chris Milk says he's brilliant. Oh, he says I'm brilliant. I'm not brilliant. I've been called brilliant before. I don't know what that means. I'm just strung high. That's all I am. I'm just like you, man.